Hello and welcome to the Queber channel. I am Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a wonderful, splendiferous day. I am okay. I did manage to sleep last night, that was good. Now, I want to talk about challenges and limitations, and we all face challenges. But those of us who are disabled, those of us who are, how can I put it, have different types of challenges, have issues. Ours go above and beyond most people. It's what a lot of people do not understand. You see, I've just put my tablets out for the month. These are my 4 different types of tablets that I take. These are not for any of my mental issues. These are for my blood pressure, which actually is related to my mental issues, actually, because I don't have high blood pressure because of my weight. I don't have high blood pressure because of what I eat. I have high blood pressure because my brain is in a constant state of stress and a constant too much going on, which affects the body. So that's the thing. So this is a lifesaver, and I mean that in a very literal sense. You see, when I wake up in the morning, I don't know what day it is. And 5 minutes after I've done this video, I will forget completely what I talked about in this video. So what chance do I have of remembering that I've taken my tablets? There's a very real danger of taking more than one set a day, because I can take my tablets and then 5 minutes later, I will have no fucking idea that I took my tablets. So I have them in these. And at 6 o'clock each morning, I take that day's tablets. I take this little pot out once it's empty and put it at the back. And the next one will be, this one's for Saturday, next one's Sunday, and so on. Which means at any point in time during the day, if I freak out and think, oh shit, I didn't take my blood pressure tablets. Oh my God, is it too late in the day? Should I take him now? Should I take him the next day? First thing I must do, I just come down and look at these and think, okay. So, and then I ask, Alexa, what day is it?
Today is Friday, the 12th of July.
And if what Alexa says and what this says are the same, it means, yes, I did forget it. But if this says tomorrow, then I know that I've taken it, I've just forgotten it. And I won't double up on my blood pressure tablets, which could be quite bad, could be life-threatening. So yes, every part of my life has to have these coping strategies, because life isn't easy for any of us. Life is not easy for any of us. Just got to check something, because I remembered that I needed to check something. And I didn't actually check it. There we are. There we are. Yep, that's okay. That's just my Amazon shopper doing my monthly shop that I have to still do via online. That's because it's big stuff like 24 cans of dog food and things like that, and dry dog food, those kind of things that to get back and forward with my mobility scooter would be very, very hard. So I still do my monthly. It's a lot less money spent on it. I spent a bit more than I was going to because I added a few extra things. I want to try and make some macaroni and cheese again. That was nice, and it didn't make my stomach explode. So yeah, that was a good one. So you doing the monthly shop, because I used to do it monthly and it used to be all done online, used to be more of a challenge. Why do you say that? Because money is very tight. I am on benefits, therefore I only have a certain amount per month to work with. And I just realised that that's it was open. That's because I took my phone out of the pocket. Getting distracted. Distracted is part of the issues. But yeah, so now it's not so bad. You see, for you, if you're not autistic, if you're not disabled, if you can do shopping, if you can leave your house, if you miscalculate your food shopping for the month, you can just go out and get a few items. Simple. But when you're working to an exact budget, and you have to keep to that exact budget, then the problem becomes, if I miscalculate the amount of dog food I need, if I miscalculate how many meals to cover, let me just do something quickly. Let me pause there. That was just Amazon telling me one of my items is out of stock and I needed to thingy another one. But yeah, before I had the mobility scooter, before I had the possibility of leaving the house, I had to make sure that every single shop I did would cover 28 days with food for both me and the dogs. Because for me to leave the house was an impossibility back then. And so if I wanted to order extra or I miscalculated, it was going to cost me money because I would have to order from Amazon or would have to, and you have to have a minimum amount and things like that. So I had to make it thingy. Now, if I run out of something, it's a quest. I get on my mobility scooter and go up the road to the local Tesco and get it. It's not a negative anymore. But every part of my life has to be that. It's like every ache and pain I have in my body, I have to monitor and I have to manage not only the pain, but I have to manage my brain's reaction to it. What do I mean by that? Well, if I get a pain in my stomach or lower than my stomach, then my brain will automatically start to trigger the, oh shit, the bowel cancer has come back. And that will cause panic, that will cause depression, that will cause anxiety, that will cause bad things to happen. So I have to manage all of those things. After all, I'm 53. I am going to get aches and pains. Seriously, I will get aches and pains. Lots of them. I have to keep an eye on what I eat, how I eat. I have to make sure everything I've got is charged up. I have to make sure each of my computers is updated. I have to make sure that my portable computers are updated and my backup computers are updated. So if anything goes wrong, if a computer breaks down, I can just turn on another computer and continue with the flow can go. I can continue doing all the things in my coping strategies without having to say, oh God, Windows has got a fucking 20-minute update that it's going to fucking... No, can't have that happen. It has to be managed, has to be checked. Every week I have to turn on each of my computers in turn and do the updates so that if I need them, if they have to take on the role of a primary computer, I can do it instantly. My backup phone has to be updated and I have to check it. I have to turn it on each week, once a week, and make sure it's updated and make sure all the software is updated on it, everything's working on it and that it's charged to full, so that if it has to take over, it can without an issue. And this is the extra work that a disabled person, an autistic or ADHD person has to deal with. The coping strategies for every part of their life. Especially if you're living alone or you want to live alone as a disabled person. It is not easy. I have to keep an eye on everything. Because I do like that I can actually live alone, that I've got my independence. And now my mum's passed away, I've got to make sure that I don't have any safety nets anymore. Well, I do have a couple. I have people both online and people who are close who would help me out in a pinch. But if that happens, then I've failed in some way. I've not succeeded in what I should be able to do. There's no easy way of doing this. There's no quick fix. And I'm always having to watch for things and make sure I try to do certain things. Sometimes I fail. Sometimes I don't do certain things. Sometimes I get distracted, like a fly was just flying around me, and that's distracting me now. But yeah, still going to continue the video. I want to know what kind of fly it is. Is it just a normal fly? Is it a mosquito-style fly? Is it a moth? I know my brain wants to go and check and make sure what kind of flying thing it is. This is the problem. You see, think about this. If it's so easy for my brain to forget things, so easy for my brain to, and I have to keep an eye on everything. Like, I've got a load of washing in the washer, but I can't do it at the moment, and I don't want to do it in the house because I don't have a dryer. My mum had a dryer, but another one of the things that Trevor got rid of for some reason. And dryers cost money anyway. So I'm waiting for the next day when it stops raining, and it's raining every day. So I've got the washing is slowly building up in there, and that bothers me. I don't like the idea of that. Because if there's a nuclear war tomorrow, then I won't have all my clothes ready. Yeah, that goes through my head a lot. And so we all face these coping strategies. I have thousands and thousands of ways that allow me to make sure I remember to go to the bathroom, make sure I remember to wash and brush my teeth, make sure that I remember to go to bed. That fly is on there. It's a normal fly. Yeah, normal fly. Easy to get distracted. And this morning I got to call up Quingo because they came and fixed. They did a really good job. I mean, well, not 95% job. But they came and the guy was brilliant. He spent almost 3 hours at the house, out in the rain. It was raining outside. No, it's okay for the Quingo. You can work on the Quingo when it's raining because it is pretty much waterproof and it's okay. But so he was working on that for 3 hours. He first of all fixed all the problems that we're having, and that still might need a complete brake unit for it. But apart from that, my confidence in the Quingo is back to full. But why aren't I out in it now? Why haven't I got an early morning ride around? Because something wasn't done. And I've got to ring him up at 9 o'clock. But it's something simple, it's something crazy, it's something. What happened was Happened a couple of times because what I had done was quite a lot. Once they'd fixed the problems, then they fitted the rear view camera. It's a little digital display above the tiller that allows me to see what is going on behind me and that. It's a very good camera, and it means that, especially with having a canopy fitted, I don't have to strain my head. I was giving myself fucking whiplash trying to keep an eye on things behind me, and I had 2 mirrors to use, but yeah, wasn't wonderful. So had that fitted, had the canopy fitted it all, did it really well, and there's a little plug socket underneath the actual place. You take the seat off, you take the plastic covering for the batteries and everything off, and underneath there's a little socket that goes into it, a little white socket that goes like that, and that connects the backlights and everything, your hazard lights, your running lights and everything, do everything else. And I even can visualize when it happened. When he was putting everything back together, that socket wasn't fully connected. I mean, you got to remember, he'd been here for 3 years. He'd been working on it on the floor, putting everything together, and everything looked fucking good and everything worked well. But when I did my test drive of it to try and to make sure everything was working, I was sitting inside the vehicle. I was driving it back and getting it back inside the yard, and everything looked fine. Everything worked fine. It was only later in the day when I came to I thought, I didn't actually check whether the backlights were working again. So I turned it on, and there was no running lights at the back. I turned the hazard lights on, and no lights came on the back. And it was like, frick. And I thought, oh, it's okay. I can just take off and then I thought, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Because the canopy isn't like the portable one that you just have sitting on. This has a full metal frame. This metal frame not only goes over the top, like it looks like a fucking roll cage, all the way over the top to the front, and then around the side it's got a connecting metal reinforcement to its great proper cage, and then you put the plastic on top of that, put the plastic thingy on top of that. But the way it connects, because it is not one that you just take off all the time, it connects through to the main chassis in multiple places, including through the actual plastic. So normally I would just open it up and just replug the connector, but if I want to do that myself, I'm going to have to take the entire of the canopy off to get to it, and it's like, I'm not going to do it myself, because it's I saw how much of a major freaking job it was putting that canopy together. Whereas the other canopy that I've used with it, the one that doesn't fit as well and is not as strong or anything. I mean, the Quingo canopy is fucking amazing. It's amazing. Once you're inside it, it's like bloody brilliant. It really is. But yeah, they're going to have to come out hopefully today and just take it all apart and reconnect that socket that was not connected and put it all back together for me. Oh. Yeah. So I'm not thinking on that was. It is going to need. There is something else the vehicle is going to need, which it doesn't have at the moment, Well, we fixed, as I told you, the emergency brakes wasn't working, the manual brake wasn't working. It has two types of brakes, the Queen. It has the brake that is built into the system that is an automatic brake that works on the main drum wheels, the back wheels and that. And it's part of the actual motor. It's an electromagnetic brake type thing. It's really good, really safe. And when you take your hand off the throttle, it just stops you. And it works perfectly. So that's good. That's good. But you have the backup, the manual one, which wasn't working. And when he took it apart, we realised that it had basically been worn down to nothing. Now, this hadn't been done when I was in charge of the vehicle. And it's a complete fucking mystery of how it was thingy, because this thing was in storage for quite a while. And the thing is, like I said, in all my 300 hours of riding this vehicle around, 300 miles of riding this vehicle around, I've never had to use that. I only have to use the brake once when I found out that it wasn't working. So for someone to actually wear down the manual brake on it, I don't know what they were doing to actually completely wear it down. So he's made it so it actually engages and that, but it's engaging on the metal and that. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to have a rubber contact and things, and so it needs an entire new brake unit. And it's only £49. I'm happy to budget for that and have that done. Have a completely new brake unit put on the front. Even though I've never had to use it except for that one time, it needs to be fixed. It's workable. It's working at the moment, but it's not ideal, but I'm okay with that. So yeah, this is Jason for the Quebec channel. Bye bye for now. This video became a bit long. Bye bye.